Day 2. I'm taking the kids out for a walk because this is my morning off. Even though it's not, I've got to go into work. We've got I guess it's called a consultation, but it's also not called a consultation. We're dabbling with how to get people on board. We haven't really figured out our onboarding systems yet. A big part of what I've been fortunate to create is quite an extensive audience because I've worked at gyms that have also done small group personal training, so they can see my style. Done a bit of marketing here or there. People have stumbled across us, have found it interesting and enjoyed. But now we want to be a little bit more intentional. We're currently working with a company who are helping us with our systems, but we're not 100% sure if that's the line we want to go. Here he comes. Come on. Good boy. We're not 100% convinced that they're the guys that we want to work with forever. They're implementing systems and they're talking about things. I would slightly argue that what they do is 0 to 1, and we're kind of like 1 to 2, which basically means they're talking about concepts and things with other gym owners that are really starting to get themselves off the ground and then want to rely and depend on the systems that they have with these guys, and we don't. We would prefer, obviously for cost, to do that internally. So Emily's learning how to do these systems, so Meta, a customer relationship manager, using Claude to create automations. So she's kind of learning all of that at the moment. It would have been me. I would like to have learned that, but it doesn't serve me to learn that stuff. I think in some cases it's best for me to hand off some things and not try to do all of everything. And it was just picking up really quickly, to be fair. I'm quite proud of her. There's a lot of stuff she's coming to me with and I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, let's do that. And then we've got an accountant meeting, and then we've got PTs, and then I'm coaching tonight. So I get a little bit of quiet where I get to walk around beautiful Suffolk fields. I always get quite apprehensive about these days because I've got to try and cram in as much as I can in the morning, or try to enjoy the morning as much as I can, which then makes me feel like I'm trying too hard to enjoy the morning. And then I've got work a little bit later on. So I've been mulling it over why I want to do this series, and it really does come down to a few things. Documenting the journey, I think that's one of the most important things. I'd like to look back on this series. Whether I continue it or not after 30 days, we're only on day 2, let's not fucking get too fucking excited. But I'd like to document like all of these things, like I said, to look at the gratitude side of things, to make sure that every day I look back and go, I did a lot. Because I did that yesterday as I was editing the video. I was like, okay, I did get quite a bit done. And I still had that productivity debt. I still felt like I didn't get much done. But looking at it, I was like, I got a lot of bitty things done. I got a lot of cleaning, a lot of cleaning stuff done, and a lot of kind of writing things down done. And and then I did loads of sessions, so it did make me feel good. Obviously, navigating having a baby, a business, and then trying to keep a relationship on tracks. Not that it's not. It's just that is part of what we want to do. We want to make sure that we don't lose each other. Let me change hands. He's fast asleep. Brilliant. Lovely little walk. And a big part of it is also me exploring the things. I guess it's not exploring the things, it's me taking the time to sit down and be like, right, if I want to be productive and I'm going to film this, what are the bits that I want to film and what are the bits that are going to move the needle? My goodness, look, I've got to try and get through this with a baby and a fucking dog. Jesus Christ. Bloody Narnia. Jesus. Go on then, buddy. Oh, sorry, buddy. Yep, come on. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Squashed you a little bit there, didn't I? Bloody hell. Someone better cut that down. It kind of feels like faking it till you make it. It's not. It's kind of like you're consciously doing the things that you know are going to move the needle because you feel like there's an audience watching you, and that's very true. So yeah, that's kind of part of the reason why I wanted to do this. I knew this was going to happen, as well as doing the whole YouTube thing. And even this morning I found that as I was leaving the house with Eddie and Cozy, I didn't bring the camera. Then I was like, I've got to go get the camera to film, and I forgot the SD card because I obviously was editing last night. And then, yeah, so even then it's making me more conscious of filming, which is also the point. I kind of knew that was going to be a byproduct, becoming more conscious about the stuff that we were doing and filming, because then it makes it easier, or in a sense it becomes a habit of filming for YouTube. So there you go. I'm still not at the point where I'm confident talking in front of people, so I'm going to turn this off for a second. Yeah, not confident in front of people yet. Maybe by day 30 I will be talking in the middle of the town centre, confident. I found quite often there's like a thought of the day, that normally happens, and I kind of mull it over, and it's a question I ask myself, or it's a question or a statement that's been said first thing in the morning, and I spend a little bit of time thinking about it. About a week ago, it was trusting your gut, and what does that actually mean? And I had a gut feeling about something a little while ago, and I didn't choose to ignore it. I guess I just didn't really think on it. Well, probably didn't give the gut enough credit, is probably the way I want to say it. And then it turns out that I probably should have trusted that gut instinct, and I should have done the thing much sooner. But obviously my emotions were getting in the way, and I was making an emotional decision on my gut rather than a logical decision on my gut. So that was something that I thought on for a little while. Me and Emily have said, like, we need to learn to trust our guts, and if we have a gut decision that we need to make, yes, we talk it out. We try to create a logical kind of like solution to that thing rather than trusting our emotions on it. But today's one was kind of like a follow-up from that, I guess. With the business, there's an element of like removing the emotion from some of the decisions that we make. Like, am I making a decision based off my emotions, or am I making a decision that's based off of what's actually good for the business? And that's something that I want to sit with today and kind of think on, and maybe not come up with an answer to it, but just kind of hold on to that thought today. It's because, yeah.
Just open the door for me. In your back.
First consultation done. She won't be able to start until a couple of months, so we're going to stay in contact with her. One of the things with the company that we're currently working with is they're trying to qualify our leads to be better leads.
Yeah.
So she was interested in Pilates and the strength.
Yeah.
And a little bit of the functional fitness stuff. So that's just that lead. So here's the thing that I kind of listened to this morning that you might be interested in. Why does it seem like CEOs and owners of businesses seem so robotic later down the line? They didn't start out that way. A lot of business owners were very emotional about their businesses from the start. Why do they become robotic? And I've got this running theory that it's because they have to make so many unemotional decisions about their business. Because if they were basing all the decisions that they made on their business about emotions, then they wouldn't get things done.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of separate, how am I emotionally feeling, and is that the best thing for my business? So emotion versus logic.
Yeah, big thing that we've learned recently, I think, isn't it?
And what was the other big thing that we learned about?
About listening to your gut.
Nice, and I said that this morning as well. Nice. So, some of the decisions that we're making, are they based off emotion, or are they based off of the fact that, this is a logical thing for our business to do? And I think saving costs is an emotional decision because we want our members to have the best value for money. But it's also quite logical because we're then looking at our costs constantly, which is something Charlie Munger talks about.
Yeah, and we're seeing if the value is in what we're spending, right? And we're kind of on the verge of like, no.
Yeah, it's not.
We can save quite a lot of money.
Yeah. Which is our next thing, which is where we're off to now. We're off to the accountants to just talk. Doing too badly.
No.
I think the conversation that I have a lot of the time is, is the business comparable to other businesses at this stage? Like Tom said, a lot of the time in your first year, it's like, trying to make sure that cash flow is in the right place, that the business is survivable. Unless, of course, you've got like capital. So let's say, for example, someone gave you £50,000 at the start of the year to set up a business. You would essentially be able to get through that first year by investing some of that money and then using some of that money to help you each month. We never had the capital at the start. We had to basically try to create a business from zero and then obviously create cash flow for myself. Second year was very much about like, can we make this business profitable enough so that you can have some of that cash flow? But we also then decided to move into a bigger premises, which meant our overheads went up. So not only did we have to pay for Emily, we also had to pay for the extra added things of having a business in a different unit that charges a lot more money, and then council tax and all these utility bills and all these things that are on top.
So this has actually felt like year one?
Yeah, this has felt like year one. And this is the thing that I find important, to be honest. The learnings of running a business. I like to listen to podcasts, read autobiographies about the learnings that other people have had in their year one, and this is exactly what's happened. We've had a lot of learnings.
We have no regrets.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not about regretting. I don't even think regret even comes into the vocabulary. I personally think it's just, what lessons have we learned from this year that we can apply to next year, making sure that our profit goes up. So the first year that we're in business, I can't remember what he said the profit was, but it was definitely a lot more than the second year or this year. So technically third year, but let's call this first year. The profit's not been as much, but the revenue, the amount of money that we've made has been much higher.
Yeah, it's just our overheads.
Our overheads are higher, but the profit is a lot less. But we've still survived by the skin of our teeth, having to use... Still profitable, but using savings that we didn't really want to use on the business, but we've kind of had to.
Yeah.
And now it's all about, okay, we're in the right position to be able to invest more money into ourselves, as well as investing it into making more money.
It just feels though that like, even if you make more money, you still end up spending more money, so it never feels like you're making. But even in the past couple of months, looking at the accounts, we've massively gone up, haven't we? So we're doing the right things. We just need to keep going.
Yeah.
And so it was nice to see on like it wasn't a chart, but like it was just nice to see physically in front of us, the things we've been implementing the past couple of months, when we were at like our lowest, I guess, when we were like, fuck, we need to actually sort some things out. It is paying off.
It is paying off.
Last week.
Yes. So Emily hates this about me, but when I get excited about things, I need things to happen right now.
Get grumpy.
I get grumpy.
It's not your fault, but...
Go away, duckies.
We're definitely at half moon now. Could you see it through the phone if you put the glasses?
I tried. No, not really. No, not really. He's not interested at all. Look at the solar eclipse, buddy. No, I want to look at the leaves.
He's special.
It's a once in a lifetime. I want to look at the leaves.
We'll tell him this one day.
We'll show him. I want to look at the leaves. It's a solar eclipse. It's really cool. It's just to your left, mate. I want to look at the leaves. Doesn't feel like I moved the needle as much today, because obviously we've not really had anything to get on with today. Wednesday's not a day where there is a lot to get done. We've got PTs and we've got...
Very in the business.
Yeah, it was very... And this is also part of the thing that I've been talking about. It's very in the business. Tomorrow will be different because we're working on the business with Chloe and Josh. I think you're right, actually. That's a good way to put it. This is very much in the business today. Yeah. On the business tomorrow.
We did have a consult, which we mentioned down here.
Yeah, and we got... Yeah, that was pretty good. So yeah, that's our day done. So solar eclipse done. Maybe try and watch the meteor shower later tonight when it gets a bit darker. But I've got I'm up first thing in the morning again for sessions, because I do. So I've got to get that done. So I've got to do some programming for tomorrow, as well as editing this video. So maybe I won't watch that. We'll hopefully see. But yeah. Day 2, boom. Done.
Boom.
Boom.